Doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. Yeah, but we need to know who they... This is a debate I'm currently having with a dear friend of mine as to the merits or otherwise of trying to find out who these people are. There's a plan. We need to know it. No, you don't need to know. They're of the firm opinion you need to know who the people are, and then you can work against them. If you know who they are, that gives you an insight into. But for me, I don't understand how that gives you any more of an insight. For me, knowing who the people are is almost a distraction. Just watching an interview with a guy on the Disruptors podcast, and he's A Strange Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. He's the author of that. I think that's the film. He's recently got a book out anyway. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. The moon landings. As I've said many times before, for me it's the debate. It's not the trying to see which camp people are in. Yeah. Those who accept the historical orthodoxy that we landed on the moon. 20th of July? 1969 anyway. We got to the moon and yeah, fantastic. Fantastic, we got to the moon and then another, so Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. So another five landings on the moon, another 6 missions. Yeah. Famously Apollo 13. Oh, you know. As TV ratings are on the wane, we need to, people are bored. Watching telly. Two guys playing golf on the moon. Bored of that now. TV, the ratings are on the slide. We need to reinvigorate interest in the moon landings. So we'll have some sort of a drama. We'll introduce a bit of jeopardy into the equation. We'll introduce a bit of jeopardy. That'll get people interested again, yeah. Houston, we have a problem. Oh, I'll say. People are getting bored. Moon landings, yeah. Moon my arse, whatever. Weathy. Then we'll go and drive a car around the moon. What shall we do while we're on the moon? Let's drive a car around on it. I know it's a very plausible, very I can't think of the word. A very real consideration. You land somewhere and you're doing exploration. You want to be able to travel further than how far you can get while you're just walking. So we need some sort of transport. We need to have some sort of mechanism. Once we get to the moon, we need some sort of mechanism so we can move ourselves and equipment to another location away from where we've landed. You know, we need to explore. That's the whole idea of exploring. You have a good look round. And to facilitate that, if we had a car, that'd help. And also, if you the thing that I often forget is, you take all that stuff, you've only got a certain amount of weight. that you can get off the planet, get off the surface of the planet. So if you're taking a load of stuff, you're taking all that weight up there, but you're going to leave most of it there, and you can come back. Oh, that means you've space. Your space, you've space for shit to bring back. But yeah, the moon, it's the debate. Can you have the debate? Can you? Well, you know. And this guy on the Rob Moore podcast, you know, he's of the firm opinion. Well, you look at this. They pulled this off. They pulled off the biggest hoax in the fucking history of fucking history. And if they're able to do that, world's your oyster. Get people to believe that. Could get the fuckers to believe anything. And if they believe it, we can do it. We can do what we want. We can get people to believe a certain thing and start acting in a certain way. And there you go. It doesn't matter who they are. What matters is their plan. What matters is their message. It's currently the 15th of April. Is it April? March, April, May? Yeah, April. 15th of April. This Friday. It's going to be Good Friday. When the Christians celebrate nailing Jesus to a cross. Everybody focused at the time on the man. Who's this BG looking individual's turned up running his mouth, telling us to start acting in a certain way that runs contrary to how we are accustomed to behaving. We need to shut him up. The ultimate character assassination, we'll nail him to a cross. How about that? How about that? A lesson for all time. You start running in the mouth and, you know, running contrary to the narrative, to the accepted norm, the accepted status quo. You're in big trouble. Focused on the man. But his plan. 2,000 years later, it's still, yeah. Still going. It didn't die with him. What mattered was his plan.